Hello YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Paris 13 Atletico, the save, where we're looking to turn these boys into a better team than PSG in the Nod League 2 Legend Rebuild. Since we last met, we have made it through the round of the qualifying third round, and we do have the fourth round games against this team here, the Moldovan side. Now, instead of showing you this game, I'm just going to recap what happens in these games. I've already played one leg. And then from there, this episode is probably going to be our first game in a proper competition in Europe. Since we last met, we have played a couple games as well. We had a awful 2-0 loss to Toulouse on stream last night. 5 shots, 2 on target. They scored twice. 13 shots, 1.53 XG. Didn't score a goal. We didn't have any possession, which is odd. They played 4-4-2, and yeah, okay, it was one of those ones. We then played Simnitul. We didn't go, full strength. There's a bit of rotation there, especially the 3 of the back 4. Kieda started in the hole. And as you can see there, 24 shots, 8 on target, XG of 3.4. Only scored 2, but from what we've seen from these guys, that the only reason that they looked any half good is they went for it in the last 5 minutes and had a couple of chances. So expecting to pump them and be free, and then finally getting our first points in the league. We dominated Montpellier, and unlike the last game against Toulouse, we actually decided to score early. Chavez scoring his first goal, then Colli, then Dosu scoring, and it was a very good performance as well. Which leads me to this game against Sinaful. We're going to play this one here. We're then obviously going to play a couple of the league games, and this episode is going to be our first game in the Europa Conference League, as we should be there. Do know I am planning on rotating because we do have Reims in a couple of days and I want to be on 6 points. So with that being said, if it gets tight and tense, I'll see you guys in a second in the actual game. If it doesn't, I'll just come back, recap the goals, and we'll see who our first opponent will be in the Conference League. If you are enjoying the episode, do give it a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and the links are down below to follow us live on Twitch. Welcome back, YouTube. We have got our Conference League payout money. 2.51 mil goes straight into the club coffers. We now have got 17 mil in the overall balance, which, even though we bought a player for 5 mil, is fantastic. I am going to go and ask for some facility upgrades now. But we've also got our Conference League fixtures, and oh boy, there is a couple of teams that we look at and go, yeah, we're in trouble. Aries, look, we should be beating the Greek side. Spurs. Yeah, we got Spurs away. Cadiz, not an easy fixture. We did get Lillestrøm and FC Rapid. Should be able to win both of those games. And then AZ could be a very difficult game. As you can see, there's 36 teams in the single league competition. 1 to 8 go straight through to the round of 16. Teams 9 to 24 face off in the knockout playoff round 16. So, look, the goal will be looking to get in and scrape into the top 8. I think we need to win 1, 2, and 3. And then away at Cadiz, away at Spurs, and home to AZ. Hope that either AZ don't turn up or we do a job against Cadiz away, because more than likely we're going to lose to Spurs. So that's going to make things interesting. With that being said, if Spurs are in our thing, do we just give you the Spurs game? How far away is the Spurs game? Nah, what I'm going to do is we're going to do Aries this game. And after we do Aries, we're going to do Spurs and Cadiz as a double header. And then we're going to give you AZ if we need to. Or we'll probably just give you AZ anyway. I reckon there, boys. I think that's going to be the plan. All right. So you're going to see us play Aries, the Greek side, in Greece. At home? I think we're at home, to be quite fair. Not in Greece. I was about to say in Greece. At home. And that's going to be our first game in the competition. And hopefully we can win our first proper competition game in Europe. Welcome back, YouTube. Come home from work, simming through deadline day before I come live onto the stream before we get into our Europa League game. And I have an update for you. Shane Sanif has got 230k of his transfer deal paid towards me because he's played for the USA. Look, he's a bit of a cult hero on the side, so bring him up here quickly. He looks fantastic. I wish he was still with me. Obviously, we do not have him at the minute because yeah, he would be very, very good. He's played 3 games, all 3 off the bench, which I don't care because if he plays 10 matches for Watford, we get a whole chunk of money. 6.4, he hasn't played well, doesn't bother me. He's played for the USA, I absolutely love it. Watford currently sitting in the top 4. I'd love to see him go up and play a lot of games because if he does that, he's going to develop, he's going to sell on 50% sale, and well, if you have a look at the clauses, Shane's one of them. We would receive at least 5 mil right now. I am not going to be selling that one on anytime soon because we're not. Well, I'm here in Tiger Cisse, yet to play for Dortmund. Has played and scored in an under-23s game, though. They didn't get a loan out. I still think he might be someone that will sell for big coin as well. We'll be back with the Aries game in a second. Welcome back, YouTube. Quick save, as always. And we got Aries in the first competitive game in Europe that we have. Currently sitting 6th on after 8 games at 13 points. You might be thinking, Damien, not a bad start. Not a good start, to be quite honest, at all. I'm very livid with the start. You would have known, we've talked about PSG, we were even. We lost to Toulouse and only had 2 shots on target. Went on a decent run of form. And then against OJ Nice, 1-1. Even game, we played well, went 1-0 down, wasn't against the run of play. We then copped, VAR's meant to be not as scripted, maybe is the word. It's meant to be unpredictable. There we go. They headed the ball out the box from a set piece, and apparently the referee and VAR gave it as handball, even though the guy's clearly just gone in and headed it out. If that's what's going to happen, if they let me show it, then this is not what we want in the game with the new match engine. Also noting, the 4-2-3-1 that has been working for us for so well in this new match engine is very inconsistent. And I don't like that either. Oh, they're not going to let me see it. Okay, whatever. It's a set piece, a back stick, and he just heads it away. And the game even says a good header away by their player. We then turned around and played AC Ajaccio, yet to win a game, have conceded, lost 8-0 to PSG, 4-0 to Marseille in their last couple of games. Yeah, apparently the 4-2-3-1, even though we had the ball, never did anything, and they pumped me 4-0. Yeah, 4-0. It was great fun. We then turned around and played Rennes, and even though the stats will say, comfortable game, about time, they had a chance in the 87th minute where, with a good ball in, they had 2 guys free that would have scored a header to make it 1-1. We then headed the ball away, a ball down the other end. Keita picked it up, set it to Masawemu off the bench, had to call upon the 30-year-old, and we made it 2-0. So, 1-0, you've had a million chances, 16, 17 shots by that stage, dominating. Only to score 1 goal and to score a second goal on the break where they should have scored and pinched something. Really points to the fact that we're not scoring enough goals. It's too inconsistent at the back. Since the new update has the 4-2-3-1 that's worked for us for, most part, 90% of this save, the system that we now have to bin off to find the new system in this match engine. I really hope not. I'm also finding that I just don't have enough depth. Anytime the wingers get tired, I don't really have a winger to bring on. It's either Bertrand or I have to move Collie out wide. So it does mean that we need to probably buy a backup winger in January. Anytime that I've rotated, Toulouse didn't really rotate too much. Against the AC Ajaccio, I rotated a bit, going, they're bottom, they've been getting pumped, we'll be okay, and they pumped me 4-0. So we don't have any rotation. So these boys have played the last couple of games. Definitely played the game 4 days ago against Rennes. And they're out here again, unchanged against Aries in a must-win game because, next episode, we're playing Spurs and Cadiz. And there's a world where we're 1 win and 2 losses and needing to beat a couple of the lesser sides before we then play AZ on the final day to hopefully make it to the round of 16 proper without going through to the knockout game against the other teams. Look, I guess we're about to find out. We're at home, our first game at home in the Conference League. It's a good place to be in, which is great. And hopefully we'll be okay. I'm a little bit apprehensive. I just see a world where any team of everyone that I've lost to and anyone that we've had trouble against playing 4-4-2. The only team that hasn't played 4-4-2 against us, PSG, but they're PSG, and Rennes, who we dominated, and we should have slapped 4 goals past, and we didn't. Everyone else has played 4-4-2, basically. So it looks like the AI is just playing 4-4-2 every game and are dominating me in a 4-4-2. And 10 minutes in, Aries had nearly more of the ball. And this is not a good start. At all. This could be the death of the 4-2-3-1. And it's not good because we just spent 5.5 mil on a 10. Which worries me a lot. Anyhow, 30 minutes played. Still 0-0. It's a set piece for Aries, the Greek side. And on the break, maybe we go indoor. Poor touch. Runs into trouble. We're going the other way, mate. Finds Billing. Ball to Collie. Gets in the box. Hits it. What a finish. Well, it was, yet again, comes from a nervy highlight. 0-0. Not played well. Not dominating a game you should be dominating. good set piece in, and your winger decides to run back towards goal and run into about a group of 8 players. We're lucky he played the ball away. We're lucky Billy puts in a good ball into Colley's feet, and we're lucky Colley is pretty fantastic at finishing. And we do lead 1-0 in a game that we have to win. We are dominating, but both highlights have come with Ari's on the attack. Melbourne needs a win. He actually is very good in the air. Does win, but heads it straight back to him. And yet again, we just look so penned in. We're the team of having 8 shots, 4 on target. We're meant to be dominating, and we look so penned in. Anyway, Melbourne turns. Finds 4. Chavez. Need to find a midfielder that can show himself. Good ball out there to Gozzi. And we do have Legaue with us. Good touch. Good ball into Dosu. Legaue getting beyond, which is great. Gemma's been good with his feet. Nearly lost it there. Gozzi, Billing, Melbourne dropping in. Good build-up play between them. Chavez in space. We need someone to fill this space here and receive the ball. Chavez did it himself. They look for indoor. Finds him. Colley's offside. Looks like it's been disallowed for offside. It is. Okay, I was about to say he's offside. He didn't even lock onto the ball. He's arguably onside, but it has been disallowed. Because I don't think there's VAR in the Conference League. Fernandez. Another set piece. Fernandez chips one. Gozzi wins. Yongello's going to have time to carry and go. And there he goes. Goes Yongello. Looking for Colley again in the channel. Dosu does enough. Gemma, Melbourne. Looked like a good ball. Just didn't find it. For what I've seen of Melbourne, he sees the game really well. He just doesn't execute nothing. Look, I'm just going to put it out here. Every highlight we've seen, Aries have been the better team in the highlight. Statistically, it says we're dominating the game. Every highlight, even the highlight we scored from, it's been an Aries highlight to begin with. Big switch, not something that we're known for, but it luckily found Dosu. Gemma, Gozzi. Billing. Their press has been good, but eventually find feet. Dosu now goes with a dink. Just over the bar. The ball went to orbit and back. It was a very high chip. But yeah, apparently we've had more of the ball and we've had most of the game, but every highlight has looked like an Aries highlight. The team in yellow have had the highlights. Look, I'm pleased yet again because I can't get angry at him. How do you get angry at someone that's had 10 shots and had all the ball and winning 1-0? You can't. You know, it was like me against Rennes. I wanted to berate them in the changing room that they didn't finish a chance. But yet again, we're only 1-0 up. Is anyone else having trouble finishing chances this year on FM? Or since the update? Dosu, near stick, cleared away. Still look for the near stick corners, but it actually looks like they've actually fixed that. Gemma hits one. All our goals are coming from either long balls into a channel or from distance at the minute. But there you go, 2-0. We lead. We didn't score direct from the corner, but we scored from a corner highlight. I'm happy that we were 2-0 up, though. Don't get me wrong. This was a must-win game. We're in the right area. Gemma's got a good long shot. Great strike. He gets his first goal for the club. Has had a few assists next to his name, so that's obviously a good spot for us to be in. With that as well, Derek's actually going to come out on one side. Melbourne Live's going to come out, and I'm going to get in... Actually going to get Felix in, and I'm going to get Senik in there and get Gemma out and move these two around. 3 changes there. The reason why we do have games coming up in the league, and I don't really have any rotation. So, yeah. Ball out there, looking for indoor heads. Usually I have too big of a squad all the time. I just feel like my squad's way too small. Anyway, well swept up there by Chavez. He's looked pretty good in the match engine. Schindler. Chavez. Great ball. Hector Fort. Takes a couple touches. About to come off. And then runs into no man's land. Gemma wins it back anyway. Weird chaotic highlight. Nanu went to try and break legs. I'm glad they sent him off because it probably kills their any chance of them coming back. But he missed him completely and Onyello was 1v1 to then whip it a ball. Anyway, looks for indoor. What a ball from Senik straight at the keeper. It's pretty dirty by them. It was a pretty dirty play. Now, because this game is theoretically over, I am going to make a couple of changes. Gonna do that. My boys' Aries. I'm trying to beat them poorly, but they've actually stood up a good fight. How's things, mate? And I'm gonna bring Bertrand, the youngster, on again for some minutes. Look, we're 2-0 up. They're down to 10 men. I have not... Look, The game's going to say we dominated, but yet again, look at the highlights, look at the goals. It came from them having a set piece, we hit them on the break, and our corner, which was cleared, and our guys hit it from distance. But look, 2-0, first competitive game in Europe's a win. Next episode, we got Spurs and Cardiz. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we go on a bit of a run and see what we can do against Spurs. We've lost the bottom. We've beaten some good sides in the league. I don't know what to make of the new update. It seems to be less mistakes, but it also means that every AI side use 4-4-2 and play like Barcelona, where you can't touch them, they don't make a mistake, and they dominate you. The fact the team that's on negative sending goal difference lost 8-0 and 4-0 to Marseille and then PSG can go and beat me 4-0 makes no sense considering I'm in Europe. But anyhow, we digress. It's a win. We beat Aries. Our first game in Europe. Tick it off. It was a win. Next time we see each other, it's Spurs after we play Lille and Cardiz, and hopefully we go on a bit of a run in the Europa League, Europa Conference League, and we eventually get into that top eight teams that get through to the round of 16. Till then, see you later. Have a good one and goodbye.